Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted that number 1 would be Blade Runner 2049, number 2 would be Happy Death Day, number 3 would be The Foreigner, number 4 would be The Mountain Between Us, and number 5 would be It. And I only got 1 out of 5 of my predictions right, and unfortunately it's not the one that I was hoping for so very much, that being number 1 being Blade Runner. That prediction was completely incorrect. Number 1 was actually Happy Death Day, which at first was estimated to make like about 18 or so million this weekend, but it actually got a little bit more than that, making $26 million on its debut weekend, which is of course pretty good for the film. It has a budget of $4.8 million, so almost the typical $5 million budget that a Blumhouse movie like this one usually has. So this kind of opening is to be expected. Of course, it's a success like most Blumhouse movies are. This is really not a surprise to anyone on the face of the planet unless they were born yesterday, but people who were born yesterday would not be watching this video anyway. So I'm okay with this movie doing well. I thought it was just an okay movie. It's a passable, pass the time kind of time. So, it's fine that people are seeing this movie. Unfortunately, it is not fine that it is doing more than Blade Runner 2049, which is number 2. Now, it hasn't made more money than Blade Runner yet domestically. It made $15 million this weekend, which adds to a domestic total of $60 million, which I'm assuming Happy Death Day might blow right through. I'm just making a prediction, but that might be what's happening here. Now, domestically, yes, this movie is not doing the greatest on the worldwide chart. However, it is slowly getting more numbers. It is at a total of 158 million worldwide right now, and the budget is stated at $150 million. So they are over the halfway point of getting to the doubling point, $300 million. It has 2 other places to be released, China and Japan, on October 27th, and I think those 2 places it being released there will really bring up the worldwide numbers. At least I'm hoping so, because I love this movie, as you know. I want to see this movie succeed, and if it doesn't succeed, then I will cry. But we will see on October 27th, that weekend, if China and Japan's numbers brought it up. But let's move on to number 3, which is The Foreigner, which had a pretty okay domestic debut. It made $12 million this weekend on a budget of only $35 million, that's an okay opening for a movie of this kind of small budget. But then when you look at the worldwide chart, it's kind of amazing. It debuted with $101 million, but it's not really as amazing when you find out that most of this movie's money is being made in China, which, makes sense, Jackie Chan and all. But, I wasn't honestly expecting this big of an opening worldwide. I was expecting maybe around 50 million, but, got Jackie Chan in there. He gives it a little bit of a China boost. Number 4, it is It. It made $6 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $314 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at $630 million, almost at $700 million. I'm not sure if it'll get there, though, before it leaves the top 10. It's been out for like a month now, and it is still in the top 5, which is incredible on its own. But I'm thinking now, since I think it'll last through the entire month of October, but I think in November we'll see it finally leave. I don't think we're going to see it leave in the middle of October. I think we'll see it leave in the next coming weeks, and then by the time November comes out, it will not be in the top 10 anymore. That's just my prediction on that. Number 5, The Mountain Between Us, making $5.6 million, adding to a domestic total of $20 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at $30 million. It was able to get a little bit of a boost, but unfortunately, they weren't able to make enough to where it can guarantee a $70 million gross, either domestic or worldwide, which is what they need to double their $35 million budget, which is, I guess, kind of unfortunate. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but I haven't really heard too many glowing things about the film either, so I don't know, maybe this is a good thing. Now, I should probably mention that numbers 5 through 7 might get a little interchanged, since they are kind of close in their estimations. Just keep that in mind for this one. Number 6 is American Made, though, making $5.4 million, adding to a domestic total of $40 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at $100 $112 million. It was able to double its $50 million budget, make $12 million more than that. So happy for that. So happy that Doug Liman's movie, The American Made, did not flop at all. I guess some people might consider it a domestic flop, but worldwide it was able to make more than its budget, double it, and I am very happy with this because this is a film that I think some people really should go out and see because it is a really good history lesson, a very entertaining one at that, one of Tom Cruise's best. Number 7 is Kingsman, The Golden Circle, making $5.3 million, adding to a domestic total of $89 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at $286 million. Now, I'm thinking that it'll be here next weekend, maybe the weekend after that, I'm not really sure. I'm thinking it will be here next weekend, though, and maybe it'll get past 300 million worldwide. However, domestically, maybe it'll get close to 100 million. I'm thinking next weekend will be the time where it surpasses 100 mil domestically, and worldwide 300 mil. And now at number 8, Ninjago, the Lego Ninjago movie, making $4.3 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $51 million. Still not able to cross the budget of $70 million domestically, and on the worldwide chart, it is only sitting at $96 million, which is still $44 million off of its doubling point of $140 million. I don't think we're going to see the Lego Ninjago movie double its budget in the top 10. However, I haven't checked if there's other places it still needs to be released yet, but I'm thinking that maybe it still has a chance, just not when it's in the top 10 and I can cover it, which is kind of unfortunate. I was hoping for the best with this movie, and it just didn't do as well as many people maybe would have wanted. Number 9, My Little Pony the movie, still sticking around. It made $4 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $15 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at $26 million. Now, same as last weekend, I don't know what the budget is. They haven't released it to anywhere where I could see it, so I'm just going to assume that this movie is doing okay according to their standards. Speaking of movies where I don't know the budget, but they were here last weekend, closing out the top 10, Victoria and Abdul, making $3 million, adding to a domestic total of $11 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at $40 million. Congratulations, movie that has no budget on Wikipedia or Box Office Mojo or the numbers, and a movie that I frankly did not hear about until last weekend. Congratulations. But now it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. Now, we've got a lot of movies coming out next weekend, so this might be a little tricky, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to predict that Boo 2, A Medea Halloween, is going to get number 1 again. Like, I think the first Boo movie did. I think that one got number 1 last year, and if it not, it was a close number 2 at that. And then I'm going to say number 2 is Geostorm, number 3, The Snowman, then I'm going to put number 4, Happy Death Day, and then number 5, Only the Brave. I think that movie has a chance of getting in there. Like I said, there's plenty of movies coming out to choose from to make predictions, so you really got to try your best with this. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave it in the comments below, and if you got your predictions right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then I'm sorry. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.